let's go back to the past. A lot of people have been going back to the past during this waiting period for this episode, specifically back to 2009. We're not going to 2009. We're going to October 16th, 2022. The day Super Friends Aquaman vs. SpongeBob released for first members, but that's not important. What is important is that unlisted for whatever fucking reason, Death Battle released a video that was a Champions trailer. Why were they doing a Champions trailer this late into the season? I don't know, but because they had shit to show off this time around. But in that trailer, Death Battle announced that for Season 10, champions can pick one matchup to become an episode for Season 10 of Death Battle. That would later become 2 during a fireside chat, I believe the second one, talking about the ballot matchups for the second ballot, whatever. That part's irrelevant right now. But that was announced, unlisted for whatever reason, but a good amount of people still saw it, including myself. We went to the official Death Battle Discord, and there was some slight discussion on it. We weren't really sure. We were young and naive. We didn't know how this was going to work. I don't even think they knew, to be perfectly honest. I think they're still trying to figure out. They just announced it and just went with it. Or they had a plan. I don't know. I don't work with the fucking team. But champions talked in the official Death Battle Discord about it with Hyper Starman. You all know him. He's the one that campaigned this certain episode. Hyper Starman, me, and a few others. I don't exactly remember who, but these are the most important ones right here. Talked about what could we make into an episode next year. Hyper first suggested a matchup that isn't exactly too likely to happen on its own, but one the community would like. I also had the idea, and I suggested 3 things right off the bat. I'm going in opposite order for Flair or whatever. The first was a Kamen Rider matchup, which did actually make it to the finalized poll in Captain America versus Kamen Rider Ichigo. The second was Bill versus Discord. I completely forgot that part, and that became an episode, so that's funny. But the third, and the most important for this flashback, was Cole MacGrath versus Alex Mercer. I first suggested that. As far as I'm aware, nobody else has suggested of doing Cole versus Alex as a matchup that we would vote for to become an episode next year. Again, we weren't really sure how this was going to work, but a lot of us had the idea of us joining together to pick a matchup that not likely the community would want to see. And lo and behold, Cole MacGrath versus Alex Mercer is what came to be. I was the first one to suggest it. Of course, I didn't really stay in pushing this matchup because I wasn't familiar with these characters. This wasn't really a matchup I cared too much about. I was fine with it. I thought it was alright, but I had no opinion on it. So, and I went on, a lot of people just started submitting their own matchups they wanted to see once we really got an understanding on how this is working, at least for that year. So I also did the same with Sans versus Judge, and then later on, because they did a second ballot, Clementine versus Ellie. But Cole MacGrath versus Alex Mercer still got a big push, and when it came time to reveal the winning matchups that will become episodes for Season 10, Bill Cord was one of them, and Cole MacGrath versus Alex Mercer was the other. We all knew Colex was going to win. I think Bill Cord was the way more exciting one, just because the 2D pull didn't have an obvious one. But then the 3D pull, it was Cole MacGrath versus Alex Mercer, Kratos versus Asura, maybe Spy versus Agent 47 was kind of fighting there, and then 3 others that I think just the team kind of threw on there because they knew Cole versus Alex was fucking winning this. Just throw them on there, see if people will want him. Excuse me. Especially since 2 of them were even on the ballot to begin with, but that's besides the point. Now we cut back to now, when this episode is finally happening, a matchup that people have been wanting to see since 2010 or 11. This is a long time in the making. And what'd you know? We are finally getting it after fucking 11 years, I think. 11 or 12 years. And a lot of people are excited. Like I said, I never played the games. So I didn't really have an opinion on this. But by fucking some weird convenience of God, I went to my local retro game store because I was in the area. I don't fucking remember why. And for $5, I found Prototype. And I played this. I like this game. This is a good game. But I played this. I played for the story, and I enjoyed it. But I could not play Infamous because I did not have a PlayStation 3. Let's cut back to like 2 months ago where I got a PlayStation 3, and the first game I picked up was Infamous. For like $8, so it better have been worth $3 more, and it was. I enjoy these games. I enjoy both of these games more than I thought I would, considering I'm not usually into like the gritty type of games, and like these two definitely seem like that on first glance, and they are still kinda. And then like a week ago, I picked up Infamous 2. I haven't gotten around to playing it yet. I only just beat Infamous, but I have this. I've seen Second Son, but I didn't want to buy that yet until I bought the first game and played it. So once I beat this, I'll probably see if I can find Infamous Second Son. And I just haven't seen Prototype 2 yet. But I am now caught up with this matchup in a way. I've played their first titles, and I like this matchup. This was always one that I never cared for just because I'm not familiar with these characters. But now that I am familiar with them, at least with their first titles, yeah, I like the matchup. I think what more so interests me is just the animation potential over the matchup itself. So, yeah. Also, I always talk about connections. What are the connections for these two? As usual, I'm reading this off because there's a lot. Original main protagonists of rivaling action-adventure sandbox video games that were released in 2009. Both used to be normal humans with mundane professions until they were wounded in disastrous events they inadvertently caused or were part of, which turned them into unnatural beings with superpowered abilities. Afterward, both would find themselves quarantined within the now-infected cities they lived in because of a viral outbreak, and fight against paramilitary organizations who were involved in the events that mutated them. Both are also affiliated with a sense of good and bad karma, having started and progressed down opposite paths. Additionally, both of them would ultimately die in their endings of the second game's stories, with their deaths putting a stop to the viruses that both threatened their world. Yeah, I know, I had a big old hype thing going on, and I just read off the analysis like I'm reading a fucking wiki page, which I was, but they're long. I don't care to memorize all that and then discuss it too. But the main takeaway is that back in the ancient year of 2009, these two games were often compared with each other, and lo and behold, it started a rivalry between the two, and now they fight. My nose is also stuffed up and my throat's dry as fuck, so sorry if there's like a lot of weird cuts. Also, I'm not going to be able to edit this video. I'm recording this on the day that the cast is going to reveal the sneak peek for the matchup, for the fight. So I just haven't had time to record. That's fun. So, my bad. But for the fight, the animation potential is what I'm interested in, so what do I want to see in this? Well, I feel like we could kind of do a similar case with Bill vs. Discord, where you have the fight already start out with the Blacklight virus already infecting the city. Also, maybe you can have the animation kind of start with the comic art style, like the graphic novel art style that Infamous starts out with its cutscenes. I feel like that would be pretty cool, a cool little thing. Cole is able to find someone that was just murdered, and the person that just killed them just escapes. Cole uses his ability to see the path, see someone that just died, recent memories, use that to track down Alex. Alex kills another person, consumes them to regain health or some shit. And then, like, you can have, like, the comic panels move, and then it jumps into the 3D animation. And then, like, fight starts there. You can have, like, for the start of it, you can have Cole or Alex use like, his blades, tendrils, make himself a bit stronger. He had something else, I'm pretty sure. That was close range. I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering. So he makes, like, blades on his arms or like, whips. He tries to keep a close distance with Cole, while Cole tries to keep on the back burner, using, like, his electricity, the electric bombs, the, like, kind of a snipe. Not really the. They have, like, specific names, the abilities. I just don't remember them all. But the precise shot, you can use all those. The gigawatt hammer, I think it's called. There's a big old fucking blast of lightning. Or not really a blast of lightning, but powerful, like, ball of lightning that makes big lightning boom. I don't know, just, like, a lot of ability tradings of the two fighting each other. Because these two are pretty versatile. Also, for the sake of canonicity, I guess is the word, I'm going to try to avoid Evil Cole for this prediction, at least for how the fight can go. You know what I mean? Because, like, Good Cole is the canon version. And then, like, there's Good Cole, there's Evil Cole, and there's abilities locked into them both. But for the sake of this hypothetical fight, I'm sticking the Good Cole. I feel like for the debate factor, you can include Evil Cole and the feats performed by him. Just maybe not the abilities exclusive to Evil Cole. Like the fire abilities, I'm pretty sure he has. While Good Cole has ice abilities. Which, also speaking of, like, you can have maybe you can have, like, a scene where fucking Alex lifts a car and just throws it. Cole can maybe, like, use a shockwave to try knocking it back. Alex grabs it, rips it in half, and just fucking, like, kind of reference the Hulk versus Doomsday. Weird reference for this type of fight, but Alex, like, throws one piece and then the other. Cole's able to use a shockwave, knock the other back, but isn't able to do the same thing for the other one, so he uses ice to, like, pierce through it. Alex jumps over the car like a fucking depraved animal. Maybe make a hammer fist, just slam down, making a shockwave. Maybe another point in the fight, you can have Cole use his kind of like gravity shockwave. I'm pretty sure it's from the second game. The second game abilities I'm not familiar with because I haven't played yet. But for that, you can have him, like, it's like a gravity shock. I'm pretty sure it's like a shockwave that launches opponents in the air and keeps them up there. So you can do that. Have Cole, like, maybe bring down a strike of lightning that just instantly hits Cole or Alex. You can have Alex maybe try to retreat into a crowd of people, both infected and not infected, that are being brutally murdered by the people infected by the Blacklight virus. But Cole uses his sensor, like his energy sensor, I don't remember the name of it, his energy sensor to try finding Alex. Alex can change his appearance, so he tries to camouflage himself like a random civilian. So, do that. Cole is quickly able to find Alex, and maybe he can use his AMP, I want to say it's like an amp baton thing? I don't know. He has an Infamous 2. Getting close. Fucking whack him with that. Whack Alex with that. Out of the crowd of people. Or, like, further into the crowd. You can maybe have Alex fucking knock Cole, like, fucking bitch slap Cole out of there. Since he might not be able to do what I'm about to say. Like, rips tendrils shoot out of him, fucking impales the crowd of people surrounding him, and just consumes a lot of them to just heal himself. I think that could be cool. Kind of play off this dynamic of Cole being a hero. excuse me, and Alex being the villain. You can also maybe have Cole try healing people as much as he can throughout the fight. And pinning down infected people that are turned violent to like the wall. This is lightning because he can do that. I don't remember the name of it. But do that, have that, and like, you can maybe, after Cole consumes a shit ton of people, he could have the armor surround his body to make him hard to kill. Cole tries to hit Alex again with the AMP rod, amp rod, I think it is. But Alex just easily breaks it in half before fucking gut punching Cole into the air. You have Cole use like his it's like a specific flight ability, or just like hover in the air, lands on like a railroad track that's up above, like a above ground subway track. Alex jumps up, Cole tries to keep his distance, like sliding down it. Cole follows through. I do hope the fight can incorporate the sandbox elements of their games. And so, like, travel around the city a good bit, or at least what can be done with, budget and time restraints. Cole glides on the fucking rails, firing lightning at Cole, or Alex. Alex just, like, fucking runs down him. Like, maybe he makes a shield to block the lightning bolts. You can have Cole get up close. Like, you can have Cole stop himself to let Alex get close because he can't see him beyond the shield. I'm gonna need to take so many drinks. I don't know why. My nose is all stuffed, the throat's all sore. They can let him get close and, like, try to encase Alex with ice before having a giant bolt of lightning strike down from above. An ionic storm. There's a big old dust cloud on it. Destroys the railway, and the two collapse into the ground. Have Cole absorb a bunch of like surrounding electronics to fuel himself back up. Alex gets up. There could also be a crowd around here. He could absorb all of them again. Excuse me. Or just big ol' infected. Absorb all of them, and he kind of looks like how he has this involved form, like how he does in the final fight of Infamous 2 or Prototype 2. Excuse me. Where his arms are a lot more jacked, thanks to absorbing so many infected. Or in the game, it's evolved types or some shit, but like. I feel like that'll be hard to specifically set up in the animation, so just a bunch of stronger infected. And like at this point, you can have Alex start to dominate more physically, while Cole tries to strategize, keep his distance, and keep firing Alex with lightning. You can have Cole just switch around his different arsenals he can make with the Black Light Virus, the blades, the fucking whips, all that fun jazz, the hammer arms. He starts to dominate the fight physically, but maybe you could have Cole create like the gigawatt blades to try disarming Alex. Rip off his arm, like keep dicing his arms off. Alex keeps regenerating them, and then for the verdict, if Cole wins, you can have him just constantly disarm Alex till he's not able to regenerate no more. And have a fucking ionic storm that rains down, or thunder, whatever, rains down on Alex, starting to fry him. Or, you could have a bit of a reference to Alex's death in the second game, where Cole gets up close. You have a POV shot of Alex as Cole just constantly strikes Alex. Reference to his death in the second game, until instead of the consuming, he lifts Alex up, rain down lightning, completely turning Alex into fucking nothingness, into not even a pile of goop. And then if Alex wins, you can have him like break through the gigawatt blades, and then grab Cole, start like fucking slamming him around for grabbing his head and showing him the city that he failed to protect, before crushing his head and then absorbing Cole. Also, something that could be cool in Alex's death, Alex says, "Welcome to the top of the food chain," referencing his death even more in Prototype 2. I feel like that would be cool. Those would be cool. And then debate-wise, we had a real headache of a debate with Bill versus Discord, and that headache was going on since fucking December. I'm glad we got a simple one this time around. This matchup, there's a lot of animation potential with it, though for the debate, it's pretty straightforward, at least in my opinion. In terms of stats, Cole just takes speed and strength. For speed, I think is easier to cover. Alex can dodge gunfire. There is also like processing information, like 5 nanoseconds, but that's not really movement speed. It's not even really reaction speed. It's just quickly processing everything. Excuse me. So best like movement speed or travel speed, whatever, and just any form of speed for Alex is him dodging gunfire and be able to react fast enough to block a tank shot from just like point blank. This has been calced. Let me pull that up. The calc at least. Yeah, the Alex blocking a point blank tank shell, which you can do in game. It's been calced to Mach 9.48, so Mach 9.5 basically. We'll round up to 9.5. So, fairly fast. Cole has that way beat though. Like, Cole's constantly like dodging lightning in his fight with Kessler. They're both dodging each other's lightning in the fight, which that's been calced to fucking like, what was it? It's been calced to Mach 206 and then Mach 926. So yeah, even with the lower calcs, Cole's blitzing. And then there's higher shit you can argue for Cole here, such as Cole dodging, what the hell is it? Evil Cole dodging beams of radiation, which has been calced up to like 51% speed of light. And then the ray field inhibitor, apparently that can amp his speed. I don't know if they're going to include that, because I guess that's debatably standard arsenal for Cole. But with the RFI, shortened down RFI, it could boost him to the speed of light. So regardless, yeah, Cole is just way fucking faster than Alex. And then strength is, again, pretty straightforward. The best AP feat we've really seen in Prototype is the nuclear bomb that was going to wipe out the city that Prototype takes place in. And some people will argue Alex scaling to this. I have issue with that. Because, like, for the explosion itself, Alex dropped that nuke. Like, Alex was in a helicopter, dropped that nuke in the ocean, and started flying away. He was far, like, he's good far away from the epicenter of the explosion. When that went off, the blast radius turned Alex into fucking goop. And not only was the nuke underwater, but Alex was in a helicopter flying away. It was damn far. Several miles, yards away from him. So, I don't think he should scale. I know there's an argument where he could debatably scale to it if he absorbed the final boss. I think it was the final boss of Infamous. but that's kind of a big jump there. But for the sake of argument, we'll give it to him here. Because in Infamous 2, he consumes 8 evolved infected, or whatever. So we'll argue. We'll give benefit of the doubt. He'll scale fully to the blast, which is what has been calced to 8 megatons of TNT. That's what the nuke was calced to. Benefit of the doubt, we'll scale him to it, because, you know, why not? Cole was in the epicenter of the ray spear going off at the beginning of Infamous. And that has been calced to 258 megatons of TNT. That is 250 more than the nuke. And we're giving the benefit of the doubt saying Alex scales to this bitch. So yeah, that's there's even higher feats for Cole in Infamous. There is Delsin converting humans into energy and absorbing them, which this is from Versus Battle Wiki, so reliability is debatable, but that's been calced to 1.5 gigatons of TNT. Way more than 8 megatons of TNT. I think gigatons is like the island range. So yeah, no matter what, Cole's taking stats here. Now, you could debatably argue that Alex just needs to get up close and absorb Cole. The speed gap's already making that kind of difficult. But yeah, like I said, the speed gap's making that difficult. And then Cole just has ways to work around it. He could just make Alex float in the air and, like, chuck a car at him. So, and also he has several ways of just attacking from a distance. While Alex mainly just has, like, the whip for long distance attacks. So, yeah. I think there's another... Oh yeah, and then another argument for Cole. He can counter Alex disguising himself as something, as another person, because Cole's energy-seeking thing, wherever the hell it's called, it can detect enemies that are hidden. So, yeah. The matchup's cool. There's a lot of animation potential. It's a classic. The debate's not interesting in the slightest, so I think even with, like, even stats, Cole takes it. So, yeah. It's a shame it's not really that debatable, but what will you do? The matchup's cool, at least. You can get some cool animation from it. That's what I want here. I just want a cool animation, and that's it. Also, where does this fit on the cipher? Many will say it's the weight of judgment. I'm gonna say it's the flask, the spiked flask. Reason why I'm not going with the weight of judgment is just because Sans versus Judge, until that's deconfirmed, I'm not gonna say anything else. It's gonna be that, or if something else comes along that fits the beacon. It's a flask. I called it a beacon, but it's a fucking flask. So why do I think it's the flask? Well, both of them kind of started with a scientific thing, so there's that off the bat. And then the spikes, that could reference a good amount of things. You know, spikes of lightning. Like, the lightning bit is a stretch, but it can reference the claws and spikes that come from Alex. It can also reference the spiky defense around like fucking bacteria or a virus to defend itself against antiviruses. What the hell is Alex? A living blacklight virus. I think it works. It works pretty well to fit the flask. And then I really want the weight of judgment to be Sans versus Judge, and I'm going to keep believing that until it's outright deconfirmed. You can't fucking stop me from believing it. So, yeah. And then as for next time, we got all the matchups we already knew were coming out of the way, now that Bilcord and Colex happened back to back. So what are we thinking is going to be next? It's not going to be the Halloween episode. Halloween episode's going to be episode 12, which this is episode 10, so it'll be the one after the next. But the next one is going to be an October matchup, and looking at the cipher, or the symbols left on the cipher, I'm thinking maybe it could be Spinal versus Cervantes. It would fit the crossbones, so it'll be cool to have that happen. Like fucking undead pirate matchup, and they're both, well, one's zombie, but the other's a skeleton. It works. I honestly, that would be really cool one to see. And hey, Soul Calibur's long overdue for a return, and I won't mind another not Darkstalkers, Killer Instinct matchup. But this episode had a lot of push for it. This was definitely one of the big ones. A lot of people were hoping to see for years, and we're finally getting it, so I hope the episode's good. I hope the episode is good, and people like what is going to come from it. But that's all I have left to say, and peace.